Welcome to Old Men's Stories, San Francisco, 333 Market. We're going to have a fun time, and a lot of new friends.
3, 2, 1.
We're live.
I absolutely loved your speech. It was really, really wonderful. And I'm going to just move it along a little. Your idea was to contribute, to give contribution for the things you learn in life. And happiness is about contributing. Now, if you all just stop a second and look down at the card. This card was created by me in a process of contribution. I joined Toastmasters a couple years ago. And last year, about this time, I had just completed, in a 4-month period, my ACG, which is Advanced Communicator Gold. I had done 40 speeches in 4 months. I joined 5 clubs. But like all the processes I've done in life, all that entails is the next step. Because the universe, or for us Christians, or Muslims, or the other God, for the gifts that I get, my job and my responsibility is to contribute back with them. Now, what does this contribution mean? It means taking the tools that are available to me and contributing them back again. Now, how can I contribute back? From Toastmasters. Well, I mean, I could go to a pulpit and preach and save you sinners, but that isn't my style. What I got about everyone, as I looked, especially at people talking, is the most frightening thing in the world for them to talk about is themselves well. In other words, do a great discussion or talk about themselves. We're frightened of ourselves. How many of you are going to take a video camera, video yourself, and then watch it? I've been to Toastmasters now for a year and a half. Unless the club does it, I'm pretty much the only one that I've seen in the 8 to 10 clubs that I've been to. Maybe I've been to 15. Why don't you do this? Think about it. Really think about it. Why don't you praise yourself? Why don't we all truly love ourselves? I want to give you a little information from my few years alive. I'll be 71 in June. You can't love anyone more than you love yourself. You can pretend you do, but you can't. Love starts at home. And one of the coolest ways I've found about love is to start bragging about yourself. And what do you hear when the first thing you said to yourself is, I'm going to brag about myself? Shame on you. Oh, shame on on you. You're so egotistic. Shame on you. As a society, we say shame on you. As religious groups, we say shame on you. But who's the most important person in this life? Am I the most important person in your life, Nee?
No.
See? No. So where should you start praising? I've learned all these things about how to brag, because that's what Toastmasters is about. It's learning how to brag well. But normally you do it to other people. We can brag about other people. We can brag about Gandhi. Now hey, anyone can brag about Gandhi. I mean, I've read the books, all his books, and I love Gandhi. And he was a powerful man. And he learned how to brag about himself without saying it. Well, that's a tool, isn't it? Learning how to brag about yourself without really saying it. That's a tool you can learn if you learn how to tell your own stories. What is the main thing people like if you're going to brag? Yeah, any of you bar people? Had a drink at the bar and told a tale. You loosen up then a little. Now, I'm not much of a drinker anymore, but I had my time. And when you loosen up a little, everyone gets to bragging. Then it's fun, and everyone is so happy. Take away the alcohol, and they don't want to do it anymore. It's just not appropriate. So I said, I'm going to set up a club. And the club is about telling your life stories. Now, it's about telling them well. It's about me looking at Nee's video and say, I really want to watch it. Yeah? Wouldn't it be nice to have someone say, I really wanted someone to see my video because I did a classy job of it. I told my story fantastically. Now, are these stories major feats? I mean, I go tell people about flying jets in the Navy, and it glazes over their eyes. I tell them about not being able to get my boxing gloves off in the rink, and because the thing was too small, the bathrobe was too small, I tried to get out of, and sitting there and have them use a switchblade, and they're laughing like heck. That was a good story, Roland. It's about the fun things in our life we like to tell about. It's about the times we messed up that's fun, that someone wants to listen to. Now, I showed I was a hero. I'm a boxer. But I didn't show that I was a boxer because I beat anyone. I showed I was a boxer because I fouled up. It was about telling the story. It's about telling your story. So when I got along in Toastmasters, I said, I'm going to help people tell stories. Now, where can it help? Where can it help in your life? Now, if you can tell a good story and you go back to your spouse, helps. I can see the married guys here that sort of agree with me. Good story works. So it works in that way. Does it work in Toastmasters? What is the essence of a great speech? Professional speakers will tell you this. I belong to the professional speakers group. The main position in telling a great audience something and having them is stories. Life stories mostly. Is telling great stories. You see someone up in the pulpit, and if they don't tell their own stories, they'll tell a story about someone else. Now, I'm also a technician. I'm also a techie. And what's the magic that we currently have out there? What is the magic? What is the magic? Technology, and what is it? We have this funny word called terabytes. Now, what's a terabyte? It's something where you rip a piece of paper, terabyte or something. No, it's storage. It's storage on computers. And it means that we can store information in voluminous amounts, really inexpensively. Any other techies here that can tell me what a terabyte costs now?
A terabyte of space.
Yes! So you can sit with this computer and I'm going to record 1.8 gigabytes in this 10 to 12 minutes that I'm talking to you. In 1976, I bought my first computer to get my company going. It had 10 megabytes. I spent $45,000. It made it one whole year before I put it in the corner. And it sat and occupied space for 10 years because I couldn't throw it away because it cost so much. The space is there. The equipment is there. I've got a little Sony recorder here. It's really not that expensive. And I'm recording a life's experience right now, and I will watch how I perform. And I'll add some little thing here, some little thing there to my performance. But in Old Man Stories, which we have a radio show, as I expand, and we've already had 13 different weeks of radio show, and I got the next 13 all slotted out, and I can use some people telling stories on it. So any of you, especially me, because you're phenomenal, that are ready for the next step in life, step up, join Old Men Stories, come on to my radio show, and give me a life story. Thank you.
Mr. Thomas, please get a minute or two to talk about
Roland Willits, Old Men Stories, returning home from San Francisco. See you next time. www.oldmenstories.com